How's it going, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to the Sleight of Hand podcast in our third installment of Lavertill Rising. How's everyone doing today?
Woo!
Pretty Gucci.
Good.
Yep, pretty sway.
Doing
This
good.
way.
Stuck inside still.
Hey, before we get started, I want to let everyone know that's watching and listening to be sure, if you haven't already, to go check us out on YouTube at Sleight of Hand Podcast. Is that correct, Christopher?
She's caught me off guard. Add sleight of hand. We'll get there in a second, and I'll announce it.
In the meantime, be sure to check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Music. Every Wednesday, we will be dropping a March of the Fang episode all the way to the first week of May, and that will be available on Anchor FM and Spotify. Hopefully soon we'll be on other broadcasting services, but as of now, those two are the hot spots. And if you haven't caught up on our flagship podcast, you can go to any streaming site, basically, and listen to the audio. And we are slowly but surely getting all the audio onto our YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, YouTube channel. You can look it up at just simply Sleight of Hand Podcast, and it should show up under your channel settings. And of course, all of our other social medias, for example, Twitter at Sleight of Hand PC. So look forward to seeing you guys there. And if you give us a shout out, I guarantee you one of us will say, hey.
This is true.
Hey.
Only one.
Hi. Maybe more than one.
Yeah.
You never know.
It's true. Awesome. Well, little recap. We were in a underground sea dungeon is what we decided to describe it as. And Justin rounded the corner to find a prisoner chained to the wall, a human man by the name of Taver. And I will pull the map back up for everyone watching and our players right now, so we have some context. In the Zoom matrix, here we are. And you guys can place yourselves on the maps where you were.
Oh, I can't remember.
You could pick a special place.
I was right about...
Yep.
I think somewhere. Actually, no. I think we all went this way a little bit.
And as you guys are doing that, Taver says, "Who sent you?"
A friend of yours, I think.
Sleight will then take off its mask, and you will see a blue, similar figure that we've seen before, to resemble Voodoo's.
Okay. He sees the Voodoo's, and he seems visually nervous.
Is this your friend here?
This Karos is no friend of mine.
Well, they asked us to come pick you up, so.
I just need to get back to my ship.
I'll look back to everybody else and say, well, he wants to go back to his ship, but we're supposed to bring him back to the blue guy, right? So
The blue guy that's standing in the room.
well, it just looks like the blue guy.
Yeah.
Original.
So
Voodoo's the blue man.
I think Voodoo's just wanted Gel, and then the gentleman who hired us before wanted us to
Taver.
In that case, Sleight will then put the mask on and then take it off to look like the other guy.
At this point, he realizes that you just have the ability to do that. and he's not as frightened anymore.
Oh, that's cool.
I have some unfinished business with the captain. We were loading up some contraband, and we had a little bit of a disagreement. They pulled me down here and chained me to the wall and left me to rot.
Well, I think we were hired to bring you back, so that's what we'll do.
Shall we knock him out?
You can.
If he struggles,
All right.
Yeah. So
If he
he is
struggles.
chained, so you guys are going to have to pick the lock to get him off the wall.
I can do that.
All right.
oh, good.
So Blue goes up and picks the lock, and you guys, I'm assuming you bound Tabber with rope or whatever means of, you use the chain off the wall, whatever's fine with me. And you guys now have Tabber as a prisoner.
Nice.
I like that.
Da, 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 da.
And I'll kind of look over at Lyle and say, hey Lyle, do you want to hold on to him?
Sure. And I'll kind of like rest my hand on his shoulder and kind of guide him down the path that we take.
Take him for walkies.
Perfect. So you guys head back to the dungeon. Are you wanting to do anything else in here, or you want to head back up to where you came?
Are these things the like the little openings that we saw before?
Yes. They're like steps that go up to a ceiling with a trap door.
They're still
That looks
flooded, I
sealed.
think.
I mean, we don't know that.
Would you like to find out?
I'm game if you want to find out.
Is this a good idea? Is this a bad one? I don't know.
Oh, no.
We should play it safe and go out the way we came.
The way we came.
Oh, fine.
Oh, I guess we can do that.
Ugh.
We'll head out this way.
So,
And I'll shove him along.
so the party heads back up. You get into the room. You come out the secret door. Jasper, you took that book, or did you leave it?
Book.
With the
The
Elven,
necromancy book?
Yeah, the book of necromancy in Elven that was glowing and emanating that you were using Mage Hand
we
to
had
flip through.
no, because it was floating, and I used Mage Hand to turn the pages, right? Because we were afraid of touching it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wasn't.
Yeah, that was the problem. When we come back in that room, she would go back to it. I think out of general curiosity, she would inevitably take it if they were like, if we're darting out of there, she's not going to steer away from the party though. So
I don't think we're darting out. I think we're just making our way out, right?
okay, yeah, she can collect the book then with Mage Hand and just slowly lower it into her satchel.
Okay. And you guys get back up into that room. And you head back where you came. And you go upstairs, and you are back on the piers that you guys came down on. Does everyone want to roll a perception?
Perception.
I got this.
I'm finally rolling decent perception. Let's see.
15.
19.
15 for Lyle.
16.
16.
5.
Jasper?
5 as well. I'm probably a little more nervous carrying around this book and focused on that.
Yeah. Who rolled the 19?
That would be me.
All right. Al, you look off to the horizon into the sea, and you notice that the ship that the longboats were rowing out to has come a little bit closer into shore, and you see that there was 3 longboats coming back to shore. And Taver looks over and says, well, you better decide what you're doing with me because they're coming back. You're going to take me into the town, or are you going to let me be free here? I'm sure Captain Bennett would be pleased if you leave me here.
What was the reward we were promised for bringing him back?
Gold.
How much?
He gave you 100 in advance, and he did not say how much more.
Well,
I mean,
Well,
we were hired
since I'm
to.
the one who saw the boats, I guess I'll just kind of turn to everybody and, well, seems it's time to get us a move on.
All right, double time.
all right.
So you guys notice like Taver's trying to kind of just stay there, and you guys forcefully are pulling him along.
If needed, I will just like hoist him up on my shoulder and just carry him.
Okay. That works.
Like he's resistant.
Yeah.
And if
Blue,
he,
Blue just goes,
could knock him out. Yeah.
you know, the butt of a sword on the head. That'll help. So, and it's sun's starting to set. You guys have been under the sea basically for probably an hour or so, dealing with skeletons and magic books and rats and all that. You start heading up the hillside, you climb up the cliffs, and then you guys make your way crossing the bridge where it was broken off, and you guys get back into the city.
Mm-hmm.
You see the tavern that you guys all were originally hired at.
On our way there, Jasper would come up to Tavern again and go like, because do we know why he was down there?
You didn't ask him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, so, what an odd place for you to be stuck down there. How did you get there in the first place?
I won some coin and playing cards with my captain, and he didn't want to pay up. He has a gambling problem, and I called him out on it, and they seemed to let it go, but then when we came to get up the contraband, they tied me up and left me down here to rot.
Insight check.
Okay.
I'll say for a guy who's saying his captain wants him back real fast, that's a contradicting fact.
14.
Seems to be telling the truth, even though it's kind of, the story doesn't match.
Maybe we should have done an insight check back at the docks. Oh, missed opportunity.
Well, you see, I am pretty good friends with the quartermaster, and I'm sure that he put in a good word to come and get me. I am one of the best fighters, after all.
Well, we'll see if your luck continues to run out, or if you'll be a little more favorable from now on. She'll kind of just, after getting that information, trudge off to the front of the pack.
So, you guys arrive back at the tavern, and you walk inside, and you see the old gentleman standing there, and he goes, "Wow, one day, and you already brought back a prize, I see. I'm sure the boss will be proud." And he looks back to the bartender and says, "Please bring these lovely, lovely travelers around on the house." And he sits you guys down in the corner and brings a pitcher of ale over.
I'll take another.
Do you have anything spicier than ale?
Or perhaps anything more refined?
We might have some rum. And
That'll do.
she starts digging around in the back for it.
Oh, yeah.
The rum's fun.
Shots.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
And
I'll be...
as adventurers, you guys, what are your guys' thoughts right now? You know, like how your characters are wired, what you're thinking. I'm curious.
I'd find a quiet corner if I could, and I would begin reading the book of necromancy, just kind of like cautiously though.
Yeah.
Like making sure like nobody, like if somebody were to come by, I would just like whoop, close it. So but if you were to look at Jasper, she'll just kind of find a corner with whatever drink she's offered, wine or rum, and will be feverishly taking notes with Mage Hand and flipping through the pages with Mage Hand.
Okay. And roll a maybe history. Roll a history check on the book
History check?
now that
Yeah.
you're out of the dungeon.
Okay. Nice. 19 for history check.
So it was all written in Elven,
Mm-hmm.
and you detected that it was necromantic magic that they were speaking of. You
Mhm.
catch a name that says Scarlet Lavertill. So you are having a hard time decrypting all of it, even though you read Elven. It's very, very old language. You're basically still trying to decrypt it, but you do catch a name that draws some attention.
What was the first name again?
Hmm?
What was the first name again? Something Lavertill?
Yes. Scarlet? Is that what I said?
Scarlet. Yeah,
Yeah.
Scarlet. And is this more of like spells or discussion about the art itself, or is it like
Yeah,
a
so
journal and memoir?
It looks like it is discussion and journaling. Like maybe she was writing to
So like her kind of musing on the topic.
her deity in the book or something. That you're trying to put pieces together. And everyone else sitting together, what are we talking about?
I'm gonna look for a card game.
You see two other halflings sitting at the opposite side of the room playing cards. They look pretty smashed.
There's easy prey.
Easy prey.
I'd like to join them.
Yeah.
All right, guys, what's the buy-in?
You know how to play cards, old man?
Oh, I basically invented the game.
We'll see. Sit down. And he's like, 5 golds to buy in. Can you afford that?
All right, here's 6.
Wow. Heavy spender. And they start dealing out the cards. And roll for cards. What do we want to do? One's going to try to deceive you by pulling a card out from his sleeve. So he's going to roll deception. So I want you to roll insight against his deception.
Oh yeah, I've played with these kind of guys before.
Yeah.
That's a 19.
Against the young halfling's 10, drunkenly trying to pull an extra card out from his right pocket. What do you do?
As he pulls it out, can I like stab it to the table with a dagger?
And you see kind of like spills his drink and he's like, maybe you shouldn't play with us.
Oh, all right.
You don't know the rules, it seems. And he kind of like stands up drunkenly, pushes his chair back, kind of wobbling, and his friend's like, no, leave him alone. Leave him alone. He's like, nah, he's trying to make a fool of me. And he shoves you.
Wow, so
At this
you take
point,
that card out.
Lyle's
I'll take
gonna-
another shot at that point watching this.
Lyle's just going to walk up behind him and say, hey, can I help you?
Yeah, this old man doesn't want to play cards right. He's saying we're cheating.
Were they cheating?
Yeah, they were cheating. I've seen it with my eyes.
He's gonna pick up the halfling and just kind of like by the collar, just lift him up to his eye level. Don't do it again, and then just drop him.
As you go to pick up the drunken halfling that was talking big game, you see that he starts to become frightened, and he starts wetting himself a little bit as you kind of throw him back into his chair.
And then I'll go back down, start chugging the ale.
The other halfling at the other side of the table looks over to Blue and is like, I'm sorry, sir. Please, just take the coin. And you get your 6 gold pieces back, and you get an additional 22 gold pieces that were sitting on the table.
All right. As a respect to the other one, I'll give him 5.
Perfect. Are you sure, sir? You don't have to do this.
I know. Mad respect. I've lived too long.
Fair enough. I'll get this man cleaned up and out of here. The old gentleman's like, leave our guests alone. You best be getting on your way now. Are you guys fine? The old gentleman that hired you walks back up, checking on everyone. You fine? He looks at Blue.
Yeah, I'm all good.
All right. Seems they've been trying to cheat everyone here this last week. I've had to throw them out 3 times already, but they spend a lot of money on ale, so we can't turn down good sales.
Hey, some things are just hardwired in a halfling.
Well, boys, I imagine that Karos will be wanting to see you soon. Those drinks almost empty.
Your girlfriend never?
One to go, eh?
Yeah, let's do it.
How much time has passed, roughly?
You guys have probably been in there 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Is there
Yeah, go for it.
is there anyone after or whilst they started gambling and Jasper was reading her book, while in between chugging his ale, he probably would have been scanning the room just to see if there's anyone that seemed up to snuff in the physical category, because his current traveling companions, with the exception of probably, can you remind me, Justin, your character's name again?
Barodan.
Except for Barodan, they're not very physically impressive.
No,
I guess
they're
also,
not just straight up fighters. I mean,
Yeah.
Blue's like that old dude you just don't want to mess with. But.
Mm-hmm. He's got a different cool factor going on.
Yeah, he's
besides
got
just
the,
muscle.
oh, you want to arm wrestle the old man and I'll just break your elbow?
Yeah.
Your question again, you were looking, are you just surveying your party or are you surveying the place?
the place, seeing who all like might be frequenting here and or working for Karos and the old man.
Yeah, so you see the older gentleman, you see a younger lady that's running the bar portion, and you see a hobgoblin with 2 goblins sitting in the corner at a table, kind of casually eyeing over at you guys, but minding his own business, along with a handful of humans. And
Okay. I'm actually going to go over to the hobgoblin and goblins.
okay.
Greet them in goblin, and I'm going to ask them if they knew anything about the ragtag group of goblins that blew up the bridge outside of town.
So you walk up to the table and you see the hobgoblin hears you, but he continues just talking with the other goblins across from the table, and then he chuckles and he stands up slowly without even looking at you. He's like, who's asking?
a curious wanderer.
Sounds like you're poking your nose where it doesn't belong. Move along. And then he sits back down, and he pulls his sword a little bit closer to himself and keeps drinking, making a hand gesture to move on.
Lyle will eye him for a second, kind of grunt, and then walk back to his table and continue drinking.
The old
But he'll
John,
definitely keep a
yeah,
eye on him.
You sure
old-
showed him.
the old gentleman walks up to your table and says, "Well, Karos is ready to see you now, and I suggest you don't talk to Steelfog. He's a pretty influential person around here, and he causes a lot of trouble that you don't need in this tavern." And he says that for a while.
His name was Steelfog?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'll finish up my drink, and I guess we'll head down and meet the.
Has anyone caught Jasper's attention? Because she's going to be engrossed in the book.
I could do a whistle.
I imagine you just see like Jasper like pop up off the corner of the table, like scuttling over quickly. And the older gentleman slides the barrel door, takes you downstairs to the wet floor and into Voodoo's chamber. And he's working on some paperwork. You see like mage hands filling out forms, and they're just kind of flying around. A similar scene of the sea animals magically hueing the room in blues and greens and purple. And he looks up and he says, "Oh, what do you have for me here? Looks like a prisoner."
Could be.
Like you asked for. I assume we'll just hand him over. I don't know if there's.
Yeah. And he said he just
Is there any
stands-
paperwork we have to fill out?
Reward.
Yeah. And he walks up to Taber and he looks him in the eye and he's like, "Where's your captain?" And you see Taber. He's like super tired, exhausted, malnourished. And he's like, "I don't think that Reed or Glenn is going to take too likely to you taking you." "Well, it's nothing that we can't handle here," Karos replies. And he signals to the old gentleman to take Taber upstairs to put him in a chamber. You don't know where. "Well, it seems you guys were timely and quick." And he starts shuffling through a drawer, and he gives you guys all 75 gold pieces. And you all level up to level 2.
All right.
Wow.
Level 2.
Please, at this point, insert the fog horns.
Yeah.
Master editor.
And if there's anything exciting happening for level 2, I'll just start calling you guys off one by one. Lyle, anything exciting?
For Lyle, nothing too crazy. He can now recklessly attack, which means he could give himself advantage on attacks, but everyone has advantage attacking him.
Good to know. And Baradan, Justin, how about you?
Barodan is a little quicker, lighter on his feet. My walking speed goes up to 40, and he accesses a deeper well of ki that he can now call upon.
Awesome.
But past that, not too much changes.
And Jasper, Christopher.
Jasper has been working on and finally is developing an knack at transmutation magic. And takes an additional spell slot and some much needed hit points.
Yes. Squishy, squishy.
Quickly.
And Owl. Mr. Thomas.
Well, Al has achieved wild shape and had to choose a druid circle, so Al is now a druid of the Circle of Dreams.
Ooh.
That's a good circle.
It's a pretty dope circle.
That's a pretty
new to me.
popular one.
fancy
It's a
over
good
there.
one. Yes. I like
That's what
that one.
dreams are made of.
And Mr. Derek, Blank Slate. What's happening in your corner?
I just got cunning action.
Cunning action. Pretty rogue.
Is that oh, what's the thing that Christopher tried to do? Uncanny dodge.
I mean,
And last but not least, Mr. Deca Wilson, Blue.
I got cunning action too.
Ooh.
Ooh, so cunning.
Got
All
two.
the cunning actions happening.
Freaking
Yeah.
rogues.
I got some hit points as well, which is nice.
Are you guys rogues? I can't even remember.
One's a ranger, one's a rogue.
Do they both get a cunning action? Is that a thing? I didn't know that.
I believe so, unless Deca multiclass.
No, I'm a rogue.
You're a rogue?
Ah.
What? For some
Ghost
reason, I
rogues.
thought you were a ranger.
Dos Rogos.
Nice. And Voodoo says, well, you guys looking for more work?
If there's coin involved, yeah.
Do I get an air that I could trust him? Like, I guess I'd roll insight, but like I'm considering like, because I can't understand some of the words in this book, I want to approach him, especially seeing his adeptness of magic. She's in awe of what he's able to do, but she also is hesitant to share that she has that book. Like, would I roll to see if this
You
is a
could
trustworthy
roll-
source?
You can roll insight.
Yeah, insight. I'm a little mesmerized. Let's see. Insight is my insight. Why can't I find my insight all of a sudden? Insight. There we go. Only a 9. So
You are unsure.
yeah, she's gonna keep it to herself at this point.
Okay.
Perhaps though, we definitely look forward to more work, but what are the chances we might get a bit of a rest?
Yes. Well, then let's talk about work in the morning. And my employees can set you in a room. Would you guys be wanting extra services or just the room?
What type
I'll
of
be needing extra services. Thank you.
Well, this is the Scandal Water, brothel, tavern, and inn. So
I will take it. Well, wait, define extra services, because at this point I want a locked room that is clean.
we could put
Locks
you
are extra.
we could put you in the inside, I guess. Didn't. Yeah.
Alright.
So you guys are taken upstairs and back into the main floor, and then she takes you up the common stairs and gives you guys all your own rooms to stay for the night.
That's a lot of rooms in this tavern.
Yes.
I will spend the night working on a letter and a note.
Okay.
So you'll see all I need is a candle to make sure it's well lit in there.
I'm going to have a bath.
You're like, the extra services, can you draw me hot water, please?
And bathe me.
Bathe me, scrub me.
Get my creases.
With the creases, all my wrinkles. Yeah.
You.
My folds.
My folds. And you guys all rest. You are rested. You are healed. All your spell slots are back.
Exfoliate.
Exfoliated. Face masks have been completed.
My paws.
Throughout the night, Slate wants to make sure as soon as one of the goblins retires or leaves, if possible, they want to go in and disguise themselves as that goblin to go up to, I believe his name was Steel
Fog.
Steel Fog.
So
Imagine Foghorn, but steel.
they didn't stay the night. They left. They just came to drink.
They all left together.
Yeah.
Then I want to just disguise myself as a random goblin.
Okay.
And go up to them. Looking a little nervous.
So you're doing
up.
this before you go to sleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just go, hey, what was with that guy?
I don't know.
He seems really nosy, and I just get a weird vibe off of them.
What's your name, young one?
My name is Sharptooth. I'm a care of my sharp teeth. And smiles, and you see some teeth missing, but they're the ones that are there are pretty sharp.
I don't know. He was poking his nose where he doesn't belong.
I heard about those couple of goblins on the side of the road. I didn't mean to listen, but goblins and hobgoblins, we gotta look out for each other, right?
Yeah. What's your tribe?
My tribe? Well, I mean, sadly, I got separated. They say abandoned, but I say separated from my tribe. I'm looking for them right now. I'm actually going to be going up north. That's where I heard they were. I was scouting, and next thing you know, the camp was all gone. So, something must have happened. But I just wanted to make sure everything's cool is all.
We're actually looking for the people who did the murdering of those goblins, if you know anything.
Oh, I have nice ears as long as the sharp teeth. I could do that.
It's good to know, Sharptooth.
Thank you. And what was your name, sir?
Steel Fog.
Oh, that's a clever name. All right, I'm going to go sleep in some dirt. I seen ya. And I run out.
All right.
And then I'll come back with the mask on and go back to my room.
Okay. Good job, Derek. That was awesome. So, anyone else want to do something in the evening before we regroup?
What's the room service like?
The room is pretty mediocre. Twin beds, a single cabinet, a lantern.
You get an average-looking guy or an average-looking girl? You choose.
Are any of them fire resistant?
No.
But they are used to heating things up in the bed.
Yeah, it's pretty lit.
Yeah. Like lit painful chlamydia.
Yeah.
I'll have 2 ales brought up to my room.
Sponsored by... No, I'm just kidding.
This is sponsored by syphilis. Penicillin.
Anyways, the old man starts hitting the triangle basically for breakfast. And he's like, continental breakfast.
Bunch of cold, hard-boiled eggs and frozen waffles.
Just, one single link sausage and it looks like eggs. That's as continental as it gets. It looks like eggs. You haven't seen any chickens.
They're like sea turtle eggs or something.
Not a single waffle. You're like disappointed.
I mean, it's probably better than what Lyle's used to.
It's true. And so you guys kind of just come out and The keep is just serving food to whoever stayed, complimentary.
All right.
At that point, while everyone else is away, Jasper would have come up to the barkeep with a letter in hand,
Okay.
and is asking if it can be delivered to her teacher in an undisclosed location.
Okay.
So his name is sorry, I forgot.
Jim Bob
Valver.
Thornton.
Yeah, Jim Bob Thornton. Valver Leher. So
Okay. We'll just have you say that every time we talk about it.
every time. By the way, my teacher, Valver Leher. It is my goal to make as many things not repeatable by Ian, so I have to do all the talking.
It's fine. I accept it.
Yeah.
Someone has to be that guy.
But yeah, she gives the note and whatever postage would be needed to get a courier to send it off.
Okay. And then he hands back over to you, says, well, it seems that Voodoo's has come up with another job if you're willing to take it. And he hands you the paper with the description of the job.
Sounds good. I read it.
Yeah. So, and it's in common, and it says that he wants the hobgoblin murdered. He wants Steelfog killed along with his entire band of raiders. And it is a vague description of where his encampment is up to the north in the hills.
Exciting. Gather everyone.
I'm already here at the bar. You don't have to yell.
No, not you. It's the other ones. I need.
You just see Lyle shoveling his face full of what looks like eggs.
Is everybody
Like
downstairs?
crumbs
Right.
coming down his chin.
I go, chew with your mouth closed, please. We don't need to see what's going on in there.
You just see him
barbaric!
shovel all in one big swallowed it all.
Done.
Yeah.
Good.
What do you want?
Is everyone here? Everyone.
Yeah.
Al's
Is there
just
anyone?
kind of
Is there anyone
looming over you.
asleep? Huh?
Al's just looming over you, like been here the whole time.
Yeah, just like behind me, just like head is like over. I imagine that Al is a lot like the No Face from Spirited Away.
That's kind of the image
Kind of
I
in the
had.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it seems we have been asked to now not go and find, but to go and kill. I'm sure you'll be quite happy about this, Lyle.
Is there
Yeah.
any, as she says that, is there anybody else in the bar right now?
I
As she
think we're
just
the only
announces
ones
that
that
we're supposed to be
stayed.
killing
Yeah,
somebody.
so as far as staying the night, it's you guys and maybe one or two humans like way off in the corner.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they're
Polar
she's not
opposite.
she's not that oblivious that she would just yell at.
We're gonna murder this
you
guy.
never know.
I might be loud, but that's because Christopher tends to be quiet, so he overcompensates when he's recording. Hi. So,
I would just ask how much.
well, does the note say how much?
No.
No.
And you notice that every mission, he hasn't given you money until the mission's been complete, and he's never told you the amount.
He did give us money in advance on the first mission, though.
He gave you money in advance to get you hooked on working for him.
Ah, okay. So
That's kind of
and
the census he's drawn to.
yeah, we've got 75 gold. So it's like, well, it does not say. All it says is that the hobgoblin must goblin off. Are we
Well.
interested? Are you interested? I don't fancy myself over assassination missions, but who knows, there might be some fun things to uncover on the way.
Probably not. They're hobgoblins, but
And
She holds a note up for anybody who wants to take it.
I'll reach down and grab the note.
Steel Fog is out.
And it catches on fire. Thanks.
No. I don't. I'm not just not flaming or anything.
Steelfog is now sitting at the bar and goes, "They were looking for the people who killed the goblins on the side of the road."
Oh, so you look like Steelfog right now?
I roll.
Yeah. You,
I started.
So we could just make this easy and
So they were looking for us.
I think you guys know that it's Sleight. This
Yeah.
being
Oh, I have
sarcastic.
fireball.
I'm aware it's Sleight, and I'm gonna jokingly say we could just kill him and call it good. We wouldn't have to go anywhere.
I think when changelings die, they go back to the changeling form now.
yeah.
I'm aware of that, but
Yeah.
I'm
Your
that's why
character's
But
not.
in
yeah.
character, yeah.
in character, it's more of a joke. I'm not actually saying let's kill our party member, but
You could try.
we'll try one of these days. Let's see how we do.
I have a plan.
Go on.
Doing some reconnaissance last night, I found out he is more kindful to other goblin, and looking at the very uppity woman, Jasper, and go, if we find out where his camp is, I could change back to the goblin I was talking to as last night. Make a false sense of assurance for him, thinking that people are coming from the opposite way. We attack from the not way that I just said. And we just do an all-out sneak attack and get the job done. I mean, it's a couple of goblins. I'm assuming since he is the one hobgoblin of the tribe, it shouldn't be too hard. Easily take out. I mean, this old geezer could sit in the back and snipe out some. This big guy over here could go in there and just rampage and take him full head on, while the rest of you, and looking at the furball, wild card, I'm guessing.
Oh, I do just all right. Don't you worry about me.
I'm not.
Let's take a look at the camp first, and then we'll figure it out. I've got also another idea that we could try. Find out where he's sleeping. I'll set the building on fire while they're dealing with the fire. We'll slip in, kill him, leave.
I'm fine as long as we get to bash some skulls in.
I like the skull bashing.
Well, it sounds like we're agreed. Let's
I think we should surprise them.
oh, of course.
The old gentleman
Bricks.
the old gentleman walks up to the bar table and says, he wants to know if you've accepted.
I think I'll let Lyle speak first.
Why would you do that?
It's time for
Because-
some skull bashing.
We accept the contract.
What they all say.
Very, very, very good. Well, is there anything you guys need before you head out on the trail? And
Do you have anything explosive?
I'll have an ale.
get this man an ale, he yells at the barkeep. Anything explosive? I don't know. We just have we have some rum. That might be explosive. Who knows? But
No, you give that to me.
I'll take 3 bottles of cheap rum and 1 good bottle.
okay. And he puts that up on the counter. He's like, "It'll be 10 gold pieces."
Well, the 1's for me. The 3's for the mission. So is there a discount for that, or?
Yeah, 10 gold pieces is the discount.
Fair enough. It's good rum. Is it good rum? Can I do an appraisal?
Yes. Pour him a sample.
Oh, that works. There we go. Taste test.
Yep.
Is it good?
It is very pleasing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. All right, 10 gold. I will mark it off right now. I got 3 bottles.
Where's the rum gone?
Faradan about to get hammered.
When you drink hard alcohol, does it like immediately combust?
Depends on your.
Are you, Justin, tipping off the type of subclass you're going to be playing?
No,
Okay.
no. I'm just
curious.
yeah. So they're not like actively on fire all the time. I can just make fire in my hand.
Oh, that's not as
Yes.
exciting.
Yes.
It's like Endeavor from My Hero Academia.
I haven't seen that yet. Sorry, still, but
It's pretty good.
I could pour a bunch of rum on me and then light it on fire, and that would be exciting for a little bit.
On with the mission.
Be a waste of rum though.
Waste of
Would
rum.
be, yeah, definitely. So,
Unless
on
you're
with the
recording.
mission.
All right, boys and ladies, I think. And he just kind of looks confused and walks off.
What? Excuse me.
I think he's mostly speaking towards Al. Like,
Slate will make sure not to leave the bar looking at Steel Fog.
he's not there.
Yeah, just
You don't want to leave looking like him. Yeah.
Exactly. He's gonna put the mask back on.
All right. And you guys are now out on the street. Were you wanting to buy something explosive for Baradin? You guys could go back to the
Down for buying another health potion.
yeah, you can go talk to the old elf in the market store, catty corner. If anyone needs to purchase anything.
If
One of
we're
those?
going there, Slate wants to look like the elf that they were last time.
You want to look exactly like him?
No, the elf that talked to him yesterday.
Yeah, that's where you guys are going.
Yeah. I'm disguising as the elf I was when I talked to him.
Oh, okay.
And I want to inquire about some daggers.
All right. You guys walk into the market store and he, same dick response. Well, more customers. How can I help you?
Sound a bit more cheery. Yeah.
Well, I gave him glorious reviews.
You could be a little
so-
bit taller, old man.
Please don't
Uh,
let's try not to give your business a bad name. But I do agree they could be a little bit more taller and
Yes, we do sell stepping
Wisers.
stools. They're over there in the corner.
I am here to look at some weapons you have.
Weapons.
Preferably some daggers that do a little bit more, let's say, damage.
More damage. Well, we do have this one. And he pulls out this dagger that's kind of like a bronze colored. And he says, we can sell you this one. It leaves a lasting punch a little bit. And you can kind of see, roll a insight. That sounds right. That good, Derek? You're giving me the look.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. So you can tell that it's lined with some sort of like poisonous coating on it. It might be doing poison damage in addition to regular damage.
Is it called a certain thing to look it up while other people shop?
No.
Oh.
Just on the fly made it up. So it would just do the 1d4 damage and then 1d4 poison damage. And he's selling it for 60 gold pieces.
I would give it a name.
I'm going to think about it real quick. Let everyone else shop too,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
Jasper comes back up. Hello again. If I can, I have two things I'd like. One, of course, just another one of those wonderful healing potions you have.
All right. 60 gold pieces.
Oh, I know you gave us a nicer price yesterday.
Yes, it was the bulk rate. Are you buying
Yeah.
that many again?
I
I
don't
think
know.
all of you bought one or two.
Well, chums,
I'll split.
so that's
12 healing potions at 40 gold pieces each is a good deal for him, but
yeah. So far, that's two, I think.
Yeah.
Anybody else
I
need
would-
healing potions?
I would buy 2.
I'll have 2.
That's 4. So that's 5.
6 basically. Because
6.
Baradan, Jasper, and Blue all want to. Does Lyle, Al, or Slate want any healing potions?
Lyle still has his too, so he's not too interested in.
None for me.
Okay.
Al just learned how to do a bunch of extra healing without potions, so I'm good.
I tell you what, I can make you a deal. 6 potions for the 3 of you. We can do them 50 each.
I'm down. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm down. I mean, I haven't had to roll persuasion, so I'll take it.
Do it.
So that's that's 100.
No, come on,
each.
guys. Come on, guys. Do 40. Come on.
40.
14.
Yeah.
And he looks at you. He seems kind of disgusted. I want you
Oh.
to try to persuade him, Blue. So roll
Oh, God.
persuasion.
Can
We
I
want
can
some
I
blue
ass-
charm,
can
baby.
I assist Blue in the persuasion by saying that 80 gold for 2 potions better than 0?
You also can roll a persuasion check.
Honey to my vinegar.
Trying to persuade Blue to not persuade him.
Oh, I've already persuaded
No.
him. I've rolled pretty good, so
Okay.
that's a dirty 20.
Yes.
That's 15 for me. So
I guess the old man is correct. We can do 40 apiece.
Can't imagine he gets much traffic out here.
He just kind of shrugs a little bit. Just like starts going to the back, pulling him off the counter. And then he looks over at Slate and he's like, "Are you going to buy this dagger?"
How much is the dagger?
It is 500 gold pieces. No, I'm just kidding.
He's got to make his money elsewhere now.
Yeah. No, what did I say? I think I said it was
You said
50 gold
60.
pieces, 60 gold pieces.
60 or 50.
And we have to
Sorry.
give it a name because Deco said. So we'll call it,
So you
we'll
said,
call it the Viper.
So you said 50 gold pieces?
Yeah, 60 gold pieces.
All right, 50 gold pieces it is.
Roll persuasion check. Everyone's persuading this grumpy elf.
21. 16 plus 5.
You are a persuasive group, it seems.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm willing to make sure to let everyone know that every kill I do with this dagger, where it came from. A man such as yourself could get a lot of business with a good name.
With these prices.
Yes. All right. All right. All right. You've said it enough. And he pushes over and he's like, "This one's called Viper. Dodge Viper."
When everyone's done shopping, Jasper is going to inquire of her second favor.
Yes,
So-
that one.
She snaps her fingers. The paper comes out of her satchel, and it has in Elvish the words that she could not understand. And she's a little timid, but just kind of in Elvish will say, like, "Can you assist with these words?"
I could also
Well, you're not.
look at it if you want, little one.
I can
Yeah,
speak
well,
Elvish.
yeah.
She
Yes,
doesn't
but at
want to
this
trust the
point-
rogues.
I mean,
No, and again, I'm doing this after everyone else has kind of like lost interest. She's trying to go to, no offense, a elf.
Yeah.
I could also speak Elvish.
Well, he can too,
I
but
can
he
speak
doesn't
Elvish
understand
too.
it.
I spoke Elvish to him, asking what are these words I don't know, because obviously they're not common Elvish words.
Yeah. Do you hand him the book?
Not the book,
Oh.
just the words I have written down on the parchment paper.
And
That I've transcribed them from the book. So
okay. So he starts looking at it, and you notice in his mannerism that he starts to become uneasy, uncomfortable. He starts sweating, and he's like, "Where did you get this?"
Your reaction is as I feared. I'm not entirely happy where I found them myself, but I am not a true speaker of these words, hence why I came to you for help.
This is dark evil. I
Yes,
would not dig into this anymore.
I'm assuming he would essentially quickly give the paper back to her.
Yeah, he kind of scuttles it, and he's like, "I left the old to come here and start fresh. A lot of darkness has been happening in Laredra. This is dark magic. You should get rid of this now.
Wait, say that again.
He says it's dark magic from Laredra, which is the elven city in the northern woods.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate the risk you've taken in sharing this information with me. Again, I speak highly of your shop everywhere I go.
I appreciate it.
She'll tut off.
So everyone is satisfied with their purchases, and you start venturing out to the north. And you guys start walking through the city, feel a little bit more comfortable and in your skin now than the second time you head off. And you see...
Or other people's skin.
Yeah. You see those same halflings over in the corner, just pretty hammered, and they're betting on cockatrice fights. If no one knows what a cockatrice is, it's like a cross between a raptor and a rooster. And there's like these big cages, and people are just betting money on them as they fight. And you see like there's like bugbears and some humans and halflings just kind of just yelling and betting and throwing money at each other as you guys kind of cruise out of town. And
We'll remember that location for later.
all right. And you just hear him, it's like, I bet you couldn't ride one. And there's like people just kind of just drunk bantering. You guys make way into the woods for about 3 or 4 hours when you guys start coming onto tracks that are visibly from your travels looking to be like goblin footprints. So you see some other footprints of 4 feet type creatures. Al specifically, you notice this stuff in the nature. You're where you feel the most comfortable. And you come to some running water. Everyone roll perception.
13 for Lyle.
30-20.
21.
21.
9.
What did Al roll?
I rolled an 8.
What kind of
Where's
druid
that?
are you?
We're just gonna skate by with the passive wisdom on that.
Yeah. And Jasper.
4 unless I use passive insight, which is 12.
So the 2 rogues, Sleight and Blue, notice they can't make out what the beasts are, but they see like 4 beasts kind of sleeping next to a campfire with a handful of goblins, and what Sleight can kind of make out as steel fog based on what you've seen when you went in disguise in the tavern.
Going disguised as sharp tooth.
Yeah, sharp tooth.
I think I see them.
And you are all within 100 feet. And let me pull up it's a map.
All right, I'm going to talk to the group then.
Okay.
I think if I go in there as this disguise, their guard might be a little down. But if I do, I need to make sure you guys all have a plan before I do.
No.
You speak Goblin.
No, Chartreuse isn't the brightest. Maybe that's why he was abandoned by his tribe.
Goblin doesn't speak Goblin.
He was abandoned at a young age. Gotta get your backstory straight before you go in there.
Oh, I have plenty of backstories.
And
I've killed plenty of backstories, I should say.
So I'll say you were
Killed
the
plenty of
many-faced god.
yes, you are. That's what it reminds me of. And
So are they sleeping on the ground, or is there more
yeah,
of
so some of the beasts are sleeping on the ground. Steel Fog and some other goblins appear to be conversing, eating casually. And I will pull up the map and show you where we all are, and our listeners will find out what happens next week.
Right.
Yay.